Okay, we've moved into shooting live video, and live video is great for getting yourself an audience in real time. But I'm going to show you what we can do if we take our video footage and take it into the editing process. Let's see what we can do with it. So we've shot live video. We have an actual video file saved on our computer, and it's already uploaded to the internet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that video file and I'm going to enhance it by doing post-production or editing. And for that, I'm going to use a template that I created. Now, a template is quite simply just a series of things that are already set up that you can add to make something new. So for example, if I was doing a video every single week and I wanted to have a similar format like a television show, I could have a template created and then add whatever new footage went in there. And that's why having templates are important. It gives you the ability to create multiple things that are similar in structure, but quicker, faster, easier. So let's just talk about taking this live video and taking it through the editing process. So here I have my editing software open and I have a template that I created. And this template, although it may look complicated if you're not familiar with looking at a timeline for video editing, it is sectioned off pretty well and it has a simple concept to it. So I'm going to just take you through a couple of the pieces that are already set up. And then what I end up doing is adding new video that I record. So in this case, we're going to add our live video. So the live video is right up here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to select the first part of the video, which is my introduction. Now this will go before the titles come for the actual video, and I have a section for it on my timeline. So what I'll do is I'll mark on my clip where that introduction ends. And then what I can do is I can take just the introduction down to the timeline and put it right in the beginning. Okay, let's talk about what I have on the timeline itself. And this is, again, my template, so I don't have to do this each and every time. So the first thing I have is my little intro animation. It's my logo that comes up, and that leads into a video clip. And I want that video clip to have my name and title on it, so that is the next section. The third section is the introduction to the show, which is similar to an introduction of a TV show. And then we have the title, followed by our like and share, subscribe buttons. And then we follow that up with some titles that we can use whenever we want, or we can get rid of them altogether if we don't need titles. And then finally at the end, we have our final logo and website. Okay, and then at the bottom, this is just pre-arranged music for each section. I have different music for different sections, and it can be extended or shortened to match the content, but the music is there as well. So when we go up and add our live video clip, we can take our introduction piece. Okay, we're gonna do things a little bit differently today, and we're gonna talk about live video. So stay tuned as we talk about 3 tips that will help you when you're doing your live video. All right, that's it. So we know exactly where that is. I'm going to mark it here. And that way I know that this section is my introduction. So what I'll do is I can just drag that down to my timeline. Let's go ahead and take the rest of the video and put it on the second half of the timeline after the titles. And as you can see, it's shorter than the music is right now, but we'll fix that in the end. No need to worry about that right now. The great thing about templates is they're very flexible, so you can make changes as needed. So the first thing we'll do is look at our introduction, and we want to make sure the talking part comes in when the music goes down. So you can see the music dipping down by those 2 points and that little diagonal line going down, the blue one. So we line that up first, and then we just make some room for it in the end by sliding everything else down. So now that we have a new ending, I'm going to have to extend everything to fit. So my titles will go ahead and fit now. That's great. And then I'm just going to adjust this title to make sure it Okay, we're gonna do things a little bit differently today. So probably after today, I'll drop off the titles, just, or a little bit earlier might work too. Things a little. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do things a little bit different. And again, you can play around with the length, but actually I want to add a little bit more to this. I don't want it to be cut off so. Oh, sorry. Great. And afterwards, we gotta do the same thing. Make sure the talking starts when the music goes down. And because this is a template, we will have to change the text in the title. So this is some kind of template title. But what flexibility when it comes to gaining it on. Well, let's adjust our title first. A little bit more flexibility when it comes. Oh, that's why I couldn't see. Okay, and then the next thing we'll do is we'll change our title. Because this is a template, we're going to have to change certain things, and the text will have to change from video to video. You're not going to have the same title for each video you create, so going in and typing the new words is something that's fairly easy to do, right? You feel confident, even though you're not a video editor, that you can go in and change a couple of words here and there. So we go in, we change some words, and once we do that, we have our title for this new video. So this is our live video. We have the title for it, and then we can go back to doing our edits. All right, cool. Some of the things when it comes to gaining an audience right away. You see, live video jumps to the top of the list when you're doing any kind of search engine, or if you're in any of the social media sites out there, you're going to get a bump up on the competition. Now this will give you the ability to get just making it go faster so I don't have to listen to it in real time, but it will play normally. Now when you do live video, there's a lot that happens with it, and personally, I like to use it sparingly because my strength is in editing, and I can do a lot after the fact. But live video gives you the opportunity to reach new people and to talk to people in a really personal one-on-one way. So let's just talk about those three things. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to know your subject matter. So what I'll do is I will actually use this title, and I'll do tip number one. The first thing you want to do is you want to know your. So again, we'll just go into our titles, and we'll change our titles. Instead of step, it will be tip. And then we just put what it is. Yep, and then the only thing we have to do is extend it so it ends at the right place. Freelance, come up with an answer on the spot. So make sure you know your information inside and out. Know your topic well, have things that you can refer to if you need to, like notes or something like that on the side, and have it so that you are able to talk about the subject whenever the question is asked, or whenever something comes up new. You're able to answer it in a way that is really satisfying to your audience. So know your subject. The second thing you want to do is you want to talk slowly. And basically what I'm doing is just, oops, put it in the wrong place. Let's do that again. All right. The second thing you want to do, but putting all of them in first, and then we'll adjust them so they're going on and off at the right times. So put them in first, and then adjust. Now, especially being in front of the camera, there is a. And then the third thing we're gonna. And then the third thing we're gonna talk about in terms of using live video, one of the things that you're gonna probably use the most, probably the most thing when you're doing live video, is talk through and work through your mistakes. Now you're gonna stumble on words here and there, you're gonna mess up something, you might even lose your train of thought completely. Right. Talk through and work through your mistakes. Now you're gonna stumble on is talk. And again, we kind of put them in the general vicinity, and then we can adjust them to be more perfect, beginning and end. And then the last thing we'll do is make sure everything's out of the way, but we have this end piece, which includes the website and the logo. What we'll do is when it ends, and there's a slight bit of overlap. If it's 5 seconds, have all those match the ones above. And then all we have to do is trim down our music to match. So we have some music there, we just need to get rid of all this stuff.
Number 3 right now. But get your audience out there watching. This is a great. The top things about live video. So go ahead, use that live video. Get your audience video. So go ahead, use that live video. Get your audience. All right. So those are the top things about live video. So go ahead, use that.
And we basically just trim down our music to match it.
All right, so those are.
There's going to be some music that's attached to the actual logo at the end, and there's actually some music that goes before that. So what we can do is when it runs long, we can just trim it back, but make sure we end with the right music. So we'll have a new overlap at the end. We'll make sure we keep our fade at the end of the second to last music, and we'll make sure we keep the last music piece in the right place, and extend and contract as we have to match the new video. All right, and then from there we just do some adjustments, and then we spit out the final video. So what I will do is I will make sure I have the beginning, the live video as is, and then the after video with some basic editing, and maybe we'll do some more editing on this video as well if we think of some more ideas. But I wanted to show you the difference between shooting live video and shooting a video and then doing some processing on it, doing some editing work just to get the professionalism up. So go ahead, take a look at these 2 examples, and I will show you on the next one how we can dive into this a little bit more. And
if you have any questions on using editing for your live video, or for any of your video for that matter, please write it down in the comment section below. I will get to it. And make sure you also like this video and subscribe to this channel, because we will talk a lot more about editing in general, but everything video. We're going to talk about how to do everything when it comes to creating video content. And I know it's kind of inherent and it's kind of natural for people to pick up their smartphone camera, but it's not so intuitive to pick up the editing software like that. So I'm going to talk about how to take 2 different ideas that really don't exist in the same space and to put them together with editing. So go out there, create your content, have a great time, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll see you next time.